This week's Torah portion is named Mishpatim, the laws. And I want to focus on one interesting law and two lessons we can learn from it. You all know that according to Jewish law, to be able to eat an animal, it has to have certain requirements: split hooves, chew its cud, and it also has to have been slaughtered properly, the laws of shechita. Now, what happens if you find an animal? It can be a kosher animal, it can be a cow, but it wasn't slaughtered. It died on its own or was killed in some other way. What do you do with it? You can't eat it. The Torah tells us that you should give that food to a dog. Even though you could give it to any non-Jew, but you should give it to a dog. Why? Because when the Jews were leaving Egypt in the still of the night, we are told that God tells the Jewish people, "U'lechol b'nei Yisrael lo yechratz kelev l'shono," but against the children of Israel, no dog shall snarl. The dogs didn't bark, didn't wake the Egyptians when the Jews were leaving. And so now and forevermore, as a reward, they get first claim at all non-kosher meat. You understand what this is telling us? That you're supposed to have a sense of gratitude even to a dog. How much more so to Donald Trump? Now, don't get me wrong. I am not comparing Trump and a dog. But it is known I'm no big fan of Donald Trump, as is true of many other people. But you know what? That can't blind me to the fact that when it comes to Israel, this man has been absolutely amazing, starting with moving the embassy to Jerusalem and the recent Trump peace plan, which is so favorable for the security of the people of Israel. And yet those who oppose him can't even give him credit for that. The Torah reminds us, Hakarat Hatov, being grateful, even to a dog, is important. Let me teach you one more lesson from this. If God told the dogs to keep quiet, then why should they be rewarded? All they were doing was following God's dictate. Rashi and others point out what God asked the dogs to do went against their nature. It's very hard to act in a way that is not natural for you. Very hard for a cheapskate to get him to give charity. Very hard to get a gossiper to keep quiet. It goes against their nature. But if they do in fact go against their nature, they're to be rewarded. Are there things you should be doing, but you don't because that's just not who you are? Well, do it. You'll be worthy of reward. Shabbat Shalom.